I'm gonna be honest, friends. I think we as a society have gotten way too comfortable commenting on other people's bodies, especially women's bodies, especially celebrity women bodies. I say all that to talk about Ariana Grande. And honestly, guys, I'm not even an Ariana Grande fan. I'm not really interested in her music. I'm not really interested in her personality and who she is and what she has to offer the world. I'm not interested. I just don't care. It's not like I hate her, but it's not really like I like her either. That's just me personally. But seeing her trending on social media has definitely, it sparked my interest. Because I've seen so many comments talking about her body and people casting judgments, making assumptions, and I was like, are we in reality? I was actually confused seeing everybody's thoughts out loud. I think maybe some of us should keep our thoughts to ourselves. I don't know, that's just what I think, especially when it comes out as judgment towards others. And I just want to say that I understand that a lot of these comments come out of concern for somebody. I understand that. And I think it's completely valid and nothing wrong with being concerned for a friend, being concerned for a loved one, or being concerned for a celebrity when you see them looking, how do I express it? When you see them looking in appearance that you've never seen them look before. You know, maybe it makes you feel concerned for them. I completely get that. I saw that picture. I've seen the pictures of Ariana Grande trending and I feel concerned for her. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this girl okay? Is somebody checking in on her? Can somebody check in on her? It's like the comments that I see on social media don't match that energy. The comments are judging her for her appearance, talking about how she's ED baiting other people, talking about how she's trying to manipulate the young population into thinking that being skinny and how she looks is okay. Has she ever said, hey guys, how I look is okay, I'm really happy about how I look and I have an eating disorder? Has she ever said that? No. Everything else besides the picture is an assumption. I don't think Ariana Grande was like, how can I get the next generation of young girls to be as thinnest and as skinniest as possible? Do you guys really think that she sat down and she was thinking like that? Or would it make more sense that maybe she's going through something? Right? You can look at this picture and be like, oh my gosh, I'm concerned for her. Oh my gosh, she looks noticeably skinny. She looks noticeably thinner than what she looked like before. There's nothing wrong with thinking that and feeling like that. But once it starts turning into judgments, once it starts turning into her manipulating other people, once it starts to turn into you knowing more about her life than her, I get really confused. There's a difference between being concerned for somebody and judging them. Now let's talk about good intentions, because a lot of us, we do things and we have good intentions. We don't mean to hurt people. We don't mean to harm them. It just sometimes we do. I'm a part of it. We all do it. We're human. What we all should realize is sometimes our good intentions don't equal good behavior. We can have good intentions, but it's how it comes out is important. I mean, you can genuinely care about someone and still say harmful things to them. We've all had it happen to us. So why is it so crazy to think that that can't happen to a celebrity? You can have good intentions, but that doesn't automatically make the behavior okay. And I think that goes to show that a lot of people here don't necessarily understand that message. Like a lot of people don't necessarily understand that you can intend to do well, you can genuinely be concerned for somebody, but how it comes out on the outside to the person, it does matter. Now imagine you're depressed and a friend, somebody you care about, comes up to you and says, wow, girl, man, boy, they, them, you look terrible. How would you feel? Does that feel like concern, or does that feel almost like an attack on your appearance? Now imagine instead of telling you that you look horrible or terrible, they say, hey, you haven't been looking like yourself lately. Is everything okay? You see the difference in both of those tones and both of those messages? One feels, oh, somebody is concerned about me, my well-being. And the other one feels like, oh damn, this person is judging my appearance for how I look. So instead of telling people that they look horrible, that they look like a skeleton, instead of these horrible insults, how about we ask people how they're actually doing, if they're okay? How about we check in on people and their well-being instead of criticizing them and judging them? What genuinely makes me so confused is when people on social media make an assumption and they're so firm on their assumption that they believe it's a fact. Your assumption is not a fact, friend. Baby. Because honestly, friends, assumptions don't hold in court. okay? Courts are based off of facts and evidence. To bring an assumption on the table and for everybody to think and believe that that assumption is right is crazy to me. An assumption is not a fact. Just because your comment got 10,000 likes doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't. I'm sorry. And to have so many people agree with you on social media, I really think it makes people believe that they're right. You're not right because you don't know what's going on in this person's life. This person could be sick. You guys have no idea. So I just think that it's really cruel and odd behavior. I think it's important we recognize that a popular comment doesn't mean that that comment is right. A popular belief doesn't mean that that belief is right. Again, you guys have seen photos of her, you've seen videos of her. You haven't seen her blood work. You haven't seen her medical file. You don't know what's going on with her. You don't know what she's dealing with. So honestly, that's why I genuinely think that most people should start to keep their opinions and judgments to themselves, especially when it's based off of an assumption, because you don't know the facts. To draw a conclusion with no facts is crazy to me. And I think a lot of people will justify their actions by saying, well, I'm doing this because I care about young girls. I'm doing this because I care about the harm that this could cause. But that doesn't justify your actions. And does your good intention erase the cruel behavior of insulting somebody and their appearance? It doesn't. I think there's a certain type of cognitive dissonance that a lot of people of our generation have. It's kind of so normalized to talk about somebody else's body. Some people think that they're doing God's work. Like, oh, well, this person didn't know, so I'm gonna let them know. I'm talking about a very specific comment that I saw of somebody being shamed for how their body looked, and the comment being, oh, well, what did the comment say? It was basically saying like, oh, I'm looking out for her. Maybe nobody in her personal life has told her that she looked like that. I genuinely get so confused. Who are you to make a comment on somebody else's body? Like they don't know their own body better than you. If this was your sister, your brother, your best friend struggling, are you gonna talk to them like this? Are you gonna tell them that they're baiting other people? Are you gonna tell them that they look scary? Are you gonna tell them that they look like a skeleton? I don't think so. Well, how come on social media it's okay to act like this? I in no way want to condone having an eating disorder or being skinny to fit the social norms. That's not what I'm condoning. But my message is, who are you to judge somebody else's body? Who are you to judge and control somebody else's life? And especially when it comes to celebrities, I feel like people think that they have more authority over them. You don't. You don't. And you definitely don't get to control somebody's body because you don't like what they're doing with it. I'm gonna be honest, that's just the truth. Again, not saying that what goes on is right or wrong. I'm just saying you don't have control over somebody else's body. That's a fact. Oh, I like when we get to talk about what a fact is versus what an assumption is. A fact, you don't have the rights to somebody else's body. An assumption is thinking that you have the rights and you can make judgments on somebody else's body. Your body, your choice, does not disappear just because you become too thin or because you become too big or because you look a certain type of way. It's still your body. It's still your choice. Let's not forget that, guys. Please, please. That doesn't mean we can't talk about unhealthy standards in society. That doesn't mean we can't talk about an unhealthy body, because we absolutely can. We can talk about the pressure of society. We can talk about the norms. We can talk about the ideations, especially myself as a woman. We can talk about our frustrations on the societal norms of our bodies. And I think that goes into my whole message in general is we are allowed to just be ourselves and we shouldn't necessarily be criticized for it. You know, our body changes. We go up, we go down. We're skinny, we're fat, we're thin. This is normal. We're human. But to make an assumption based off of somebody's body, friends, that's crazy. I'm not saying, again, that anything is healthy. I'm just saying, is it healthy the way that you're showing your concern for them? Why does one woman have to become the punching bag for all of our frustrations? Because I get it. I'm frustrated too. I don't like the societal norms. I don't like all this pressure to be thin. I don't like how the media portrays women in general, especially our appearance, especially how we look and how we dress and what we wear and our weight. You know, the topic of centuries has been a woman's body. And I'm just like, can we leave a woman's body alone? Can we leave a woman's body out of this? Can we talk about something else? That's just how I'm feeling. I think the problem that a lot of us face, a lot of us, I mean women or whoever would relate to this message, is the comments and negative feedback on our bodies. I mean, I remember being heavier at a point of time and then having a lot of comments on my weight. Like, oh, okay, well, you really put on a few pounds, huh? Oh, you've really been eating, huh? And then feeling like shit, like, oh, damn, I guess I have been eating, huh? I guess I have been putting on a few pounds, damn. And then I remember losing a whole bunch of weight and then still having comments on my appearance. Like, oh, wow, okay, you're looking really skinny. Okay, you should eat more. Okay, whatever they would say to me. And then still feeling self-conscious of my body because I'm constantly hearing comments. I think we can all relate to how these negative comments stick in our heads and stay with us sometimes. I mean, like, honestly, imagine your aunt calling you too big at the family dinner because you're going in for round 2. Maybe you didn't eat that day. Maybe you were really hungry. But maybe you also didn't need her commenting about your body and about how much food you're consuming. That would have been nice. I guess what I'm trying to say here is you'll never be able to control anybody in your life. The only person you can control is yourself. You can't control Ariana Grande. You can't control what she eats, how she dresses, how she portrays herself. You can't control her therapist, her doctor. I'm just saying you cannot control anything. But what you can control is the comments that you leave. You can control how you treat people. That's just how I feel, and I'm so sorry if I hurt somebody's feelings. I just feel like maybe leave your negative comments to yourself. But what do I know?